If you want to make EDM from scratch, this video is for you. Today, we're going to make a house track right inside of FL Studio 21. This is going to continue our new series called the EDM series right at busyworksbeats.com/premium. I'm going to guide you step by step through a house track today. And first, we're going to start with a drum loop. This saves tons of time. So we're at 128 BPM. So house is okay, pretty much. Now, once you get into these exotic percussion things, it kind of takes it away. So let's just start with a basic hi-hat rhythm because we can always go in and tweak it. Firstly, we're going to double click the sample, go to mode, stretch mode. In the case that we change our BPM, we want the audio to move with the BPM and not just do its own thing. Okay, so I'm going to grab this here and just turn the gain down. Let's hit Control B to latch paste for about 16 bars. Now we have our basic hi-hat pattern. Now, the only thing I don't like about this is that it goes at the end. So I'm going to slice that out using my slice tool here. Hit Shift to do a vertical slice. Okay, and then we're going to highlight this, hit Control X or whatever you use to delete on your system. I'm on a Mac right now. Okay, so I do want the little drum fill, but only every fourth thing. So let's hit Control B. Okay, so that's how I want it to be arranged, every 4 bars and then a repeat. So let's hit Control B 4 more times. So now we have the drums laid out. So now we need to dig into sound selection. Let's start turning this loop down just a little bit. And in our new beat maker blueprint at busyworksbeats.com/beatmaker, I actually have a pop kit in here specifically for different genres like house. So let's go to the pop folder and find our own. I like this kick, so let's right click, open that up in a new channel. Where is it? If you click on the channel rack, it's right here in our channel rack. So we need a snare or a clap. Okay, so I'll probably pick a clap. Kind of like that 808, but I don't know if I'm going to use it for this track. Okay, so we're trying to find something that vibes with the actual sample. This one gives like very funk tight groove type. Okay, so now let's grab this. Okay, so we can always go back and change that. So I'm fading out the snare so that it's not super long. Let's drag the pattern into the playlist, hit Control B. We're going to put the snare on the 2 and the 4 count. If you don't know how to do that, turn your metronome on and count it out. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pretty basic. Now here's the trick. The snare is a little tight to the groove, so let's go to the wrench tool, turn up time shift. That loosens up the groove a little bit more. Now let's add our kick. We're going to right click, fill each 4 steps. Now, if that's too active for you, you could do kick, snare, kick, snare. So it depends what kind of groove you're going for. The kick, snare is a more dancey groove, and it incites more of like a funk vibe. Okay, but if you're not going for the funk style, we're gonna go every, and then again, use that time shift to move that kick to your groove. Okay, so that's called 4 to the floor. Now let's start getting into sound design. You don't need to be super complex when it comes to sounds for house. The cool part is that let's open up Serum because it's just easiest to sound design in Serum. Once you start getting into Citrus and all that, it gets really complex. So firstly, I'm going to load up a patch, which comes with our Beatmaker blueprint. I have a whole bunch of patches here from UK House to, let me show you guys the folder. Serum patches. We have all of my sound design. I've been sound designing for Rodney Jerkins a couple times, and he's produced for Britney Spears, Michael Jackson, et cetera, et cetera. Now, I don't know which sounds he used when, but I've sound designed for him. And here's a house patch folder from the UK House sound design. So all you do is just drag these in or actually load them up in Serum. Okay, so click here. Mine are my user folder. Go to the user folder. Let's go to the house and let's start with the UK bass. In short, it comes down to using what's called FM synthesis, frequency modulation, from oscillator B to oscillator A. And that's how you get that kind of rubber band type sound. Okay, so let's go through the practice. So let's just do a simple bass and then we'll add our chords. Okay, so I hit a note too early, so it didn't trigger. Let's hit Control Q, and you will get the project files for free if I didn't mention that already. So the bass is a little early. Let's go to the wrench tool, add that time shift to delay the note. Hit Control L and start sending these sounds to the mixer. So right here, I accidentally make sure these don't overlap. Hit Control L. Okay, so now we're starting to get a bigger picture of the vibe. Okay, so now we need to harmonize this track. So let's go to a new serum patch. You could really use anything. Let's actually go to the OG Nexus just to show you guys we could literally use anything. So here, piano, if you struggle with melody and chords, start with piano or any stringed instrument, piano, guitar, violin, any kind of string-based instrument. Let's go to piano first, and let's start with some kind of sound here. Let's go through these. Now, house, let me see if they have a house-specific genre. Let's type in house. Okay, so let's do this E piano because it has a little bite to it. If not, we can go back to the grand piano. Okay, so now let's add some really cool chords in here. I'm not going to get too deep into music theory, but we have a lot of options here with the chords. So firstly, you got to find that root note. I believe the root note is E from our bass. So we're going to start at E and then move around. So let's hit Control up. And let's create the first chord. In this case, it's going to be a minor 11th chord. If you wanted the chord stamp, you can always go to the chord stamps. Go to advanced, look for M11. That stands for minor 11th. And now you're going to get these cool chords like used in neo soul and R&B. And then cool part is really you only need one chord hit. Towards the end, I'll create a chord chain. Let's add some sidechain from the kick to the loop. Let's add a melody and then sidechain all the melody. Now we're going to group all these sounds into a melody group and then sidechain them. Okay, so you can sidechain the melody, the chords, and the bass. So the more music you add, it will be sidechained, so it won't sound overwhelming. So from this point, you just add more music or more things like a vocal to your track. All right, you will get the project files for free. Just go to busyworksbeats.com/EDM. Thank you for watching. It's Game from busyworksbeats.com. Peace.